Hi, my name is Joe Mancuso. For those of you who already know me, you probably recognize this as episode 1 of season 3 of my weekly music videos. But for those of you who don't know me, allow me to take a quick second to introduce myself. I'm a long-time independent musician of world-renowned obscurity and unparalleled mediocrity. My own musical history is actually pretty mixed, and I'll put a link below to another video for those of you who are interested in hearing more about that. But today, I want to talk about a new project that I'm taking on to challenge myself and hopefully some other musicians out there to push our boundaries and see if we can't pull off something that's a little bit crazy. To quote a well-respected YouTube video out there that has way more hits than any of mine ever have gotten, I'm going to do something more absurd than anything else I've done this day. And I'm probably going to regret this. I'm sure many of you have heard of National Novel Writing Month, also known as NaNoWriMo. In November, a whole bunch of people out there in the world put their heads together and they each try to write a novel of 50,000 words or more in the month of November. That's impressive. So, I got to thinking, how can I use this in the world of music? And so, I introduce to you Joe's Concept Album Month, also known as JoCoAlbMo. Yes, it is what you think. Yes, in the month of March, entirely within the month of March, I am going to attempt to create a full-length concept album. Yes, this is probably one of the most reckless and crazy ideas I've ever had. And if you're one of my friends, you know that there's some serious competition there. The best part, though, is that I don't want to do this alone. I challenge any musician out there who'd like to join me to try to do the same thing this March. I know, you want to do this with me, right? Okay, so let's go over the rules. There's 5 rules. The rule of 40, it's a full-length record, it's got to be at least 40 minutes. The rule of 30, no more than 30% of your album can be written before March 1st. The rule of 20, no more than 20% of your album can be recorded before March 1st. The rule of 10, no more than 10% of your runtime can be cover material. That means 90% of this record has got to be original stuff. And there's one more rule, the rule of 0. 0 is how much I care if you break the rules, as long as you tell us about it, right? Maybe your creative process means you need to bend a rule here, maybe toss one totally out the window. You know what? This isn't about the quality of the record, as will be readily apparent on my record. No, JoCoAlbMo is about pushing your boundaries. It's about putting yourself into a challenging situation so that you can stretch your mind, so that you can try things you've never tried, so that you can try to create something without worrying so much about the quality, the pacing, just getting it done, just getting something out there. This is what I need as a musician right now. After all the crazy stuff I've been through, this is something that I think, even if I don't make it, I have no idea if I can pull this off, this is something I think I need. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet that there's a few other musicians out there who could really use this too. So that's why I'm putting out the challenge. Join me. This March, make a concept album. 31 days, put something out there. We can do this. If you're interested, go to JoCoAlbMo.com. Sign up and let's do this together. So, for those of you who've just met me, I hope that you're interested in this project and want to check it out. For those of you who've been watching week after week, thank you for the continued support. The weekly videos coming up over the next couple of months are obviously going to have a lot to do with how this particular challenge turns out for me. So, look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks. Okay, for those of you who were familiar with videos from last season, I'm not going to leave you high and dry on a music link this week, but it's going to be real quick and dirty because, as you can guess, I've got a lot of work to do. So in honor of Joe's Concept Album Month next month, I'm going to give you a link to a concept album, something I found on Bandcamp while surfing around. The project name is Inner Prospekt, and the album that I found was called Deep Ghosts. Really, really cool stuff. Kind of riding the line between electronica and rock with a lot of prog influence, but not crazy out in any particular direction. Kind of accessible. Took me a few listens to really kind of soak it in and get a feel for what was going on. But after like 3 or 4 times through especially, I started really hearing the changes and the paces and the different moods that this album moves through. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to put a link to that down below in the description, so check that out on Bandcamp if you want. Inner Prospekt from Rome, Italy. album called Deep Ghosts. Hope you enjoy it and talk to you next week.